I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not too broken up about ASSATA Shakur's passing because I find it very ironic. You pick an African name, you flee to a Latino country for asylum, but what the hell did you actually do for us? ASSATA Shakur was for self, much like a lot of those Black Panthers. That's why they were dismantled. You use the struggling and suffering of blacks to further your own movement. And before you get all pissed off, let me explain something to you. A lot of y'all that are black in this country, the Black Panthers, as radical and loud as y'all are, baby, you would not have been accepted. The Black Panther Party did not like anybody who was LGBTQ. They didn't care for anybody who was of a different background. Like, if you were not strictly Black American, they didn't give a fuck about you. So, like I said, and then she killed a police officer, and the movement she was, what was it called? The Black Liberation Army or whatever the fuck, broke in prison, took some people hostage, and, broke her out. She left in a van and all that shit, whatever. And then she fled to Cuba. But Fidel Castro granted her political asylum. And that's what I want to bring to attention. Now, you don't advocate for anybody black outside America, but the Latino countries are the only place you can go for asylum. You didn't go nowhere that was primarily black. You didn't go to Jamaica. You didn't go to, you didn't go to Africa. Why the hell did you pick Cuba? Because if you can't go nowhere else on this earth, Latinos will protect you. So at the end of the day, it's sad she passed, but it don't affect me in no way, shape, or form. And I don't give a fuck what you have to say. Again, just because I'm black, nah. Black Panther Party really didn't do shit for us either besides give underprivileged blacks the WIC program, and that's it.
That is a woman who is letting her thoughts out and letting people know that she isn't really broken up about the passing of ASSATA Shakur, and she even went as far as questioning exactly what it is that ASSATA Shakur has done for the people. To so many of the people who have seen this woman's video, her take is very wild, and a lot of them are even telling her to pick up some history book. Because her take is not just dismissive, it is as well historically shallow. ASSATA Shakur is not just a random figure. She was a targeted activist during one of the most repressive time in America history. The coin-op era when the FBI openly admitted to trying to dismantle the Black Liberation movement. She was part of the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army. She was fighting for healthcare program. She was fighting for breakfast for kids and in community defense. These were seen as concrete actions and not just slogan. So I'm mentioning in our video that she hasn't done anything got so many people talking like you need to just take a seat and pick up some book and read. A lot of people are reacting to her video. They are not only reacting to her video, they are giving some history facts related to ASSATA Shakur. Let's get straight into what the people are saying, and then we are going to come back and talk about it.
Ooh, okay. Real quick. Let me say this to anybody. Now I'm talking about this ugly bitch in this picture. But let me say this about anybody. If you're going to reflect on the life of someone and a group of people, do your research first before you just start flapping your dick suckers on the internet and just talking and talking and talking and talking. Now this ugly ass with the bull knocker in the nose bitch got on his internet and talked about ASSATA Shakur and how ASSATA Shakur didn't do anything for black people. But how the entire Black Panther Party didn't do anything for black people. Black Panther Party was only interested in themselves. Now, I don't know where she got information from, because from my understanding, the bitch is not FBA. But I ain't even going to take it there, because I get really disrespectful then. But if you are non-FBA, do your homework first before you start flapping your dick suckers. I can't express that enough. Because non-FBA, you motherfuckers love to get on here and spew all type of bullshit when it comes to black American people. When it comes to FBA people, y'all love spewing y'all bullshit. But you're spewing opinions because you're not informed. Get informed. If you know how to, I'm sure you know how to read, because you had to read to bring your ass up here and become a citizen. For those of you that are citizens. Yeah. Anyway, this bitch gets on here and says how ASSATA Shakur hasn't done anything. Ma'am, what are you talking about? The Black Panther Party only cares about black American people. Well, first of all, that should be who they care about because we are of this country. We live here and we deserve to have rights in this country. But like I keep asking you motherfucking people, if you don't like us, if you don't like it here, why are you here? But to talk about our heroes, that's another thing. Yeah, I ain't letting about her ass for that. Now, because like I told y'all, that ASSATA SHAKUR is one of my heroes. I actually researched that lady's life. I can tell this bitch has not read. Somebody, maybe her grandmammy or somebody ain't teach her. And she don't know no fuck about it. It goes by the name Bonnet Beauty, Bonnet Boss. That's it, Bonnet Boss. Bonnet, you know what? I think that Bonnet, and it got some type of poison in there. Some kind of Haitian oil or whatever this bitch is. Some type of oil in there that's affecting her brain senses. Yeah. Because to say that lets me know you don't know anything. And they talk about the Black Panther Party. The only thing they ever gave us was WIC. Don't know anything. Don't know anything at all. Research. I keep saying Google is free. Use it. You use it to find out how to get to this country. Use it to find out about the people of this country. Instead of getting here spewing hatred and bullshit. I can't stand bum ass bitches like this. I can't stand them. And before anybody say he disrespected black women, no, I disrespected this black bitch.
Size give underprivileged blacks the WIC program. And that's it.
Like, I'm genuinely confused. Like, because is this the same girl, like, from last year? She was just praising her. And we all know that she didn't unalive that officer. We know that she was wrongfully convicted. Like, is this you? Hold on, is this you?
Now tonight, I want to talk about how Cuba takes care of ASSATA.
I'm so confused.
If you don't know who ASSATA SHAKUR is, I'll make another video on that.
So now that she dead,
normally,
she
like I said, I tell y'all go look it up, but no, because I'm so passionate about this, I'll make you another video if you don't know who ASSATA SHAKUR is. And like I said, people send me their videos and their think pieces, and I respond on my page. I don't really care to tag them because if I don't agree with your think piece, I'm not tagging you. I'm just gonna make my own. And there was a dude who made a 10-minute video, and I watched every minute of it, talking about Cuba needs to turn ASSATA over to the U.S. So I'm gonna make my video as to why Cuba does not have to and should not and will not. ASSATA did a lot for black people. Okay, and if you are black, you know once you get to Cuba, you are safe. Cuba not giving you up. Now, we know the Cubans that came here and settled in Miami and kind of like they wanted to assimilate into white culture. We not talking about them. We talking about black Cuba, Cuba that appreciates black people. That's the Cuba I'm talking about, the Cuba that I know about, the Cubans that I know who are proud to be of African ancestry and love black people, okay? I haven't met none of these other ones that y'all tell me about, and I'm glad I haven't met them because I have some words with them. It would definitely be some words exchanged, but Cuba is doing a great job not turning ASSATA over to the States because why? She's their citizen now, okay? And it is what it is. ASSATA, you can say she was fleeing. I really don't care. I support what Cuba does, protecting her, because if you send her back here, the state's you know what they gonna do. Cuba, good looking out.
He was literally just talking about ASSATA SHAKUR last year, 2024 in November. That video of her in the pink, that was from last year in November. So, like, you're contradicting yourself. You were just praising ASSATA SHAKUR and all this, and now that she passed away, you're talking junk about her and saying she didn't never do nothing for the black community. And of course, she went to Cuba. That's where you're no, they're not gonna come for you there. There's a couple of places that they're not gonna come for you. Like, we all know that. Like I said, we all know that she didn't unalive that officer. She just was wrongfully convicted. Like, just like a lot of black men and women who are wrongfully convicted that are sitting in jail right now. She didn't do nothing for the black community. What? And you talk about the girl, you're like, I don't know what it is. Is she just trying to, like, just, I don't know what this is. Is it real? Like, is she serious or is she playing? Like, is she trying to, like, get views, like, or she forgot what she said, or she got some mental health issues. Like, what's wrong with the girl? I'm genuinely confused. Like, I could like, and the thing is, I seen the video of her in the blue talking junk about Asada Shakur, so I went to the search, and that video of her speaking good about her was at the top. So I'm like, I'm finna make a video. I'm really confused. I don't understand it. Like, what? I this is it's so disrespectful and just like so unnecessary, and just like, why? Why are you doing that? I don't understand it. Why would you be doing that to somebody that's an icon like that? Somebody who's done so much. Like you said, you know she does so much. And now that she's unalive, like, I don't know if she's trying to, I don't know what that is. That's crazy to me. Like, I'm really kind of lost for words. I don't know what to say.
Black, nah, Black Panther Party really didn't do shit for us either besides give underprivileged blacks the WIC program, and that's it.
Damn, this is a hell of a take. I respect it, but you're hella misinformed, though, beloved. It sounds like you're like reading a Sean Hannity article about the Panthers. If you really want to feel what the Panthers were, you should take a trip to the Bay, because you're so off. First off, the Panthers died poor. They were young people. They didn't profit off their movement. They fed the babies. They gave the babies clothes. When a lot of mothers and fathers was on dope, the Panthers fed the community. The reason why the Panthers, it's a lot of propaganda against them, because they're one of the few black organizations that met violence with violence. They signed the Mumford Bill because of the Panthers, okay? Assata Shakur was exiled, and you mentioned that she unalived a cop. The police was terrorizing people in those areas, and the Black Panther Party met violence with violence. The police shot up Panther chapters, Bunchy Carter, and the likes. You mentioned that the Panthers never aligned with anyone non-black. What? Chairman Fred was killed because of his ability to organize. Chairman Fred said, black power for black people. Brown power for brown people, white power for white people. Chairman Fred was only 21 years old. He had the ability to organize poor people, whites, Spanish, black, Irish, didn't matter, right? He was dangerous. They took him out, okay? Huey would have never got out if it wasn't for the whites that were championing him with the Free Huey campaign. Right? The reason why America hated the Panthers, because the Panthers aligned with the Communist Party. They was aligned with the Weather Underground. They was aligned with a lot of white radicals. Their book that they carried around was the Little Red Book by Chairman Mao. Okay? The Panthers had a lot of problems in their organization. They were young, right? There was a lot of misogyny and everything, right? But many of the Panthers had white girlfriends. Hella misogyny in there, though. Don't get it twisted. Elaine Brown and them did talk about their experiences being in the Panthers and how the men had patriarchal views. But at the same time, the Panthers is one of the few organizations where women had leadership roles. All you have to do is go to the footage. You see women with their berets on, with the afros, with shotguns in their hand, leading marches, right? This is a crazy take, because what you're talking about, what you're speaking down on, is one of the few black organizations that did not turn the other cheek. They was willing to meet violence with violence, and their ministry was in the street. They fed these poor babies. They clothed these poor babies, right? They would rob banks to give back to the poor. They would shoot it out with the police that was terrorizing black people. You know what I'm saying? And the ideal that nobody went to Africa, nobody went to different parts outside of Latin America. Are you tripping? This is a crazy take. It's a crazy take because you're taking a position without doing the knowledge. So where I come from is study to show thyself approved. You got to do the knowledge before you open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Elaine Brown has books. Angela Davis has books. Assata Shakur has books. The other day, there's a bookstore here in Arizona. It was a dude in there. He did 51 years. 51 years. He was a Panther. 51 years. They gave these people football numbers, political prisoners. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, Mumia is still in jail. You know what I mean? The reason why the Panthers is important, again, they are one of the few black organizations that was willing to meet violence with violence. Wasn't no talking. It was bearing arms, and it was activating other blacks to bear arms too. And do you know who was the number one people that pushed back on the Black Panther Party? It was the black church, black conservatives, because they wanted to be good Negroes, right? J. Edgar Hoover was concerned about a black messiah coming out of these ghetto organizations led by the Panthers. It was the revolutionary spirit that they had, and J. Edgar Hoover used all his resources to dismantle the Panthers. They would create false letters back for the leadership, Eldridge Cleaver and Huey, and go back and forth as if they wrote letters back to each other, beefing with each other. I mean, they broke the back on these young people. Remember, the Panthers were young. Many of them were college students, but unlike a lot of other organizations, these people ain't profit off that, right? It's still people to this day in jail. And with some bad press like this, like, it's already crazy that many of the young people don't know who these people are, but then to put something out like this and you're dead ass wrong, come on, man. The lady blood ain't even wet. Like, you just you had to say something. Like, these people were exiled, right? Can't come back to America. Their chapters were shot up, and it was bad press put up on them like they were the aggressors. The police were being violent to black people, and Black Panther Party told black people that they had a right to bear arms. They created the Mumford Bill for these people. You know what I'm saying? The Black Panther Party put books in illiterate people's hands. The Black Panther Party told people what the Constitution was, what the Bill of Rights was. These were very politically active people. They were young. They had no idea about COINTELPRO. They had no idea about the sophistication of the state, right? But to put this kind of press out, I feel you, free speech. But study to show thyself approved, right? Before you say something like this, you got to come with your library. What are you reading off of? Do you have Assata Shakur's bio? Do you know the struggle of Elaine Brown? Right? Eldridge Cleaver is a sketchy character, but do you know about Soul on Ice? What about H. Rap Brown? Have you ever heard of Geronimo Pratt? Skip the Panthers. Do you know about Sister Soldier? Like, damn. When I was 19, I just thought I was a fucking revolutionary. That's why I know about this shit, you know what I mean? But if you're really interested in the story of the Panthers, take a trip to the Bay. I guarantee you'll have a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? Very few blacks get in the street and feed these babies and clothe these.
Whenever they want to say something, or whenever they want to tie the legs, or, the history related to Assata Shakur, one of the things that they bring up is a conviction in the death of a New Jersey state trooper. But here is the thing that a lot of them do not have to hit whenever they want to bring up this conviction. The trial was full of contradiction, weak evidence, and outright bias. Even Amnesty International raised a serious concern about how this case was handled. And yet, with all of that, she kept her voice alive in exile, writing Assata, an autobiography, which has inspired generations worldwide to understand the deeper fight against systematic oppression. So when someone say, what did she really do for the people? My question is, what history exactly are you even reading? Because according to what I read, Asata literally risked her life. She lost her freedom and lived decades in exile because she believed in people. She does not have to be perfect because nobody is even perfect. But to dismiss her contribution is to erase a chapter of all Black people collective struggle. And here is what actually bothers me. This idea that someone only did something for the people if they gave a 9-to-5 service, a foundation, or some corporate friendly, success story. And to me, I do not think or believe that that is how liberation works. Asata was part of the generation that I feel like were asked the hard question. Why are Black communities over police? Why are schools underfunded? And why are we criminalized for literally surviving? That kind of consciousness is itself a contribution because it helped reshape how millions of people see the system. Asata would have never dare say that Martin Luther King Jr. didn't do anything. Why? Because the king was made palatable after death. Because now she is being criticized for not doing enough. And while at the same time, the government had her at the very top of their most wanted list. If she didn't do anything, they wouldn't be looking for her. Why was she considered such a threat? Why did the FBI put a whopping $2 million bounty on her head? Why did the US spend decades demanding her extradition from Cuba? Clearly, they saw her influence. They knew her story could mobilize people. And our video also shows how disconnected we are from our own history. When someone says, I don't know what she did for the people, that itself is not a reflection of Asata. That is a reflection of how much of our history has been buried, distorted, and even erased. You are not supposed to know about our community health programs, our political, educational work, even our activism in exile. Because if you did, you might start asking the right question. You might start asking why similar conditions still exist until this present day. Let's not forget, Asata was what has done for the people what some politicians with entire platforms couldn't even do. Inspire generations to organize and resist, and imagine liberation. From hip-hop lyrics quoting her to activists carrying her book like a Bible of resistance, Asata's impact is undeniable. And maybe that is the bigger issue here. When we downplay figures like Asata, we make it very much easy for history to be rewritten by the same power that are trying to silence people. So a lot of people are telling her, start by reading some book. Which part of history are you saying to set up your camera to boldly say this on the internet? Why are you contributing to the very system that have been trying to erase history? You didn't know about it because they didn't want us to know about it. Like literally, they didn't want us to know about it. Let me know what you guys think about our video and what you think about what people have been saying and what are the things or new things that you're now finding out about ASSATA SHAKUR. Let me know in the comment section and I am going to see you guys in the next one.